All right, we got Miss Nicole's 2004 Honda CR-V back in the air today, y'all. Notice the prop rod's missing, so we got a board up there. We're gonna make a whole series of videos on this puppy right this second. So depending on what video you are here for, know that I will link a link up in the top and in the description below for parts on Amazon. Everything that I'm putting on this I ordered on Amazon through Detroit Axle, except the lower ball joints, which I did order, but I have to press them in tomorrow morning now because they're piles of junk, and I'll explain that here in a little bit. But I'm gonna try and do this in a way to make it make the most sense while doing everything I need to do. All right, video number one, we are going to do the outer and inner tie rods on this guy. So step number one, get your vehicle up in the air, get it supported, and get your tire off. Once you've done that, it is easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we're gonna come to the outer tie rod here. We're going to take off the nut. That is a 17 millimeter. So I'm gonna zip that off, and then we will grab our tie rod removing tool. All right, from this point with the 17 millimeter off, you can do one of two things. You can take the, let me try and get my light in a good spot for you. You can take the nut, put it back on until it's flush with the stud, and you can hit it with a hammer. You could also honestly just hit it with a hammer if you're going to replace it to bang it out, or you can get a tie rod fork, which is what I'm going to show you now. Mine is attached to an air hammer, which makes it very, very easy. You just stick it right in between, let her rip, tater, chip. She comes right out just like that. Now, if you're ever wondering if your inner tie rods are bad, they should hold themselves up even if they're a mile long like this. And when it just free falls like that, you know there's too much play in it. Okay, now you got your outer free if you're trying to replace your inner as well. I like to take it off as a complete unit. So I'm gonna take it up in the air and I'm gonna show you something from the bottom side and a couple things I've already done, and then we'll get to removing it. All right, so here we are on the bottom side. I have removed a heat shield already. It is a 4 10 millimeter bolts. One goes here, one goes here, one goes somewhere up there, and one goes over there. I got to that side from right here, so you can see it right up yonder. It's just 4 10 mils. You can pull that off. It'll give you a lot more space to work. So I'll splice this in where it matters, but with the heat shield, I just slid it over to the side here by the tranny because it doesn't want to fit out of the hole very good, but you just need it out of your way to access everything, so don't have to take it out. So now what you want to see is you'll see how that little silver washer in between the tie rod, inner tie rod end and the rack right there is flat. See how that one's all mangled up right there? So this has to fold over. You have to fold this over on the flat there to lock in the inner tie rod. I haven't hammered that one in yet. But to undo it, what you'll do is you'll take a long pry bar like this. You'll come in from the opposite side of the tie rod, and then you'll lay it into place like so, and set it on there, and then hammer it to straighten it back out enough to break it loose. And then from that point, it's a 29 millimeter or a 1 1/8, and you can get on there and break it loose. Both sides are the same. It is a normal righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, no left-handed threads on this guy. So I'm gonna break it loose, then we can unscrew it as a whole unit and match our new one up to the same length. All right, so I got it broken loose, so then you can just grab the end of it once it's free and just rotate it, and it will unscrew just like this. Yay! Okay, so I have it here in my lap to start. So both the inner and the outer will come with new nuts. So you only need to use one. You can just discard the one that comes with the outer tie rod. So we'll adjust that down, and then we can start screwing our tie rod in just to get it on a handful of threads. So get it on there pretty decently, okay? You're gonna save your washer to the side until you get ready to install. So now we will lay this sucker down, and we know we need to go much further in. So let's screw it in much further. This looks very close to me, so we're gonna go ahead and run with that. So what we're gonna do is we are going to, trying to put you on my leg here. We're gonna finger tighten this nut just to where hopefully this doesn't spin all around while we're installing it. Then you need to take the new washer. You'll see there's like a little raised nut shape that it needs to ride on right there on the inner tie rod, just like that. Now we can carefully slide it in there and screw it back in. And once it starts to snug up, then we got to get our wrench on it and tighten it down. But all right, so here we are, tie rod's back in. So if everything works out theoretically, this hasn't moved. So we suspect this should just fit just like that. Come on. So we need to tighten this up now and put our cotter pin in through the cancellation of the nut. But you still need to get in alignment anytime you change your tie rods, but we should have it very, very close to where driving to the alignment shops and not just a horrible pain in the rear. So let me get this tightened up. I'm gonna shoot it with an impact, get it nice and tight, put my cotter pin in, and then we will work on bending over those washers. We got our cotter pin in, nut is tight, so we are on our final step. We need to take our pry bar, come back in. Where is my pry bar at? There it is. And now we need to make sure that instead of skipping over the first washer, we are lipped onto it. Just like this here. And then we need to hit this with a hammer and bend that washer over, both on bottom and on top. And we need to do that for both sides. All right, y'all, I got them tamped over. So that's what it looks like on the bottom. The top looks the same. It's harder to show. But all that's left to do now is slide the heat shield over if you took it off. Which I do highly recommend. So we'll slide this guy back over into position like so. Owie. It's a little sharp, so be careful. So we'll move it back over and get it re-secured just like this here. We'll put our 10 mils in, and then we are done. It's just ready for an alignment for the inner and outer tie rods. So hopefully this video helped somebody out. If it did, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you want to see more.